up, Eagles gang? Sorry this vid coming to y'all so late, but we got about 2 more hours before the game starts, so figure I get it out the way. Holla at y'all right quick about my game plan for the. Of course, we play the Panthers tonight. We out there in Charlotte, and they stadium, Bank of America Stadium, going up against a pretty good offense and a damn good defense, man. This is an even tougher task than Arizona Cardinals game last week, man. So to get right into it, man, starting with the offense. When you think about the pass rush of the Carolina Panthers, man, first and foremost is always my most important thing on offense. You got to protect Wentz, got to protect the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be able to do nothing, and it's already gonna be a tough enough task getting the ball in the air against that against that secondary. I think they rank like 5th in the league, man. They only give up 194 yards a game. That's pretty damn good. So, but in order to even see what you can do against the secondary, you know what I'm saying, your offensive line got to hold up against the pass rush. So, first and foremost, we got to protect Carson Wentz. And as far as the run game go, they're even better at stopping the run. You know what I'm saying? They give up. I think we're ranked higher than them as far as giving up. As far as what we give up on the ground. But they still top 10, you know what I'm saying? So they got an all-around good defense, man. They got some guys on that defense that can do a lot of things, They got linebackers that can cover, you know what I'm saying? I remember the last time we played the Panthers, we was out there. They had linebackers covering Jordan Matthews. That's how good they were. But anyway, man, offensively, it's kind of like I only really see one mismatch on offense, and that's Nelson Aguilar versus Captain Munnerlyn. And from what I was reading, Carolina likes to stay in their 4-3 base package, even when you run 3 receiver sets. So in some cases, you'll see Shaq Thompson or maybe Mike Adams, the safety, going up against Aguilar. So that's a clear-cut disadvantage because even though Shaq Thompson, in college he played safety, he played running back, he played linebacker, and he played slot corner. You know what I'm saying? He runs a 4-6. So with Aggie running a 4-4, late 4-3, early 4-4, you know what I'm saying? He had the speed advantage. So I don't think they want to play with that mismatch too much. I mean, unless they're really confident in it. But I'm starting Aguilar on my fantasy team, so Just to experiment with a little bit, but I really got faith in Aguilar. Him coming off a career game last week, you know what I'm saying? I know his confidence is sky high, so hopefully he's going into this game tonight with a beastly type mindset. You know what I mean? Now, as far as the run game go, I don't know if Small was gonna play or not. They called him questionable, but with a knee injury, I really don't think he's gonna play tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with LeGarrette Blount and Corey Clement tonight, and of course, Kenyon Barner here and there. But they got a solid run defense, man. And Kawan Short, that dude is fucking nice, man. And he's gonna require a lot of double teams this game because he's kind of like Fletcher Cox in a way. They command those double teams in the middle. And when you have an interior defensive lineman that can pass rush and stop the run, you pretty much got to keep 4 arms on that guy all game just to avoid the one-on-ones. You know what I mean? I know we starting Wisniewski and rotating him and Chance Warmack, but Kelsey's going to have to play a major role in keeping Kawan Short away from Wentz because I don't think it's too many offensive linemen that can challenge that dude one-on-one. I think he had 2 sacks last week and a forced fumble against the Lions. So you might not want to have him have one guy on him. You know what I'm saying? Just to avoid all of the, this defense is so complex, man. Shaq Thompson's going to be going up against Zach Ertz too when Captain Munnerlyn does enter the game and Ertz is in there. Shaq Thompson is one of them talented linebackers. Of course, y'all know when I say you got the hybrid tight ends and the old school tight ends. Zach Ertz is a hybrid tight end. Every now and then you come across a good linebacker that can cover hybrid tight ends, so you don't have to use your strong safety. So I really believe that this is not necessarily a mismatch, but I think Ertz will win this matchup, being as though And he actually runs. This is the funny thing. He actually runs slower than Shaq Thompson does. But I seen Shaq Thompson. I think he gave up a touchdown last week to the tight end in Detroit. I forget his name, but it's not impossible to get your shit off against Shaq Thompson. Even though he's versatile and he's good. You know what I mean? Now as far as Kuechly and the other linebacker, stout against the run, man. Kuechly is probably the best middle linebacker in NFL. I know he has his injury history and everything, but he looked like he back to his old self. So, I mean, I'll take what they give us on the ground game. You know what I mean? And that's that. But Doug Peterson can't shy away from running the ball, man. Like he still has to run the ball, even if their run defense is stout. You know what I'm saying? But those guys on their defense, you know, they top notch guys. This is really a top 10. Maybe top 5 by the end of the year defense we playing. So we really have our work cut out for us. And the job that Doug Peterson did last week and coaching a good game against the Cardinals, he has to do 10 times better tonight. Coaching his offense and running his offense against this Carolina defense. Now, as far as our receivers go, Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith versus I have all of these dudes' names down, and they always slip my mind. But I have them right here. 1 second. You're gonna have Daryl Worley and James Bradbury going up against Torrey Smith and Alshon Jeffrey. I think the advantage there is Torrey Smith for the simple fact that he's our speedster. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we have 2 speedsters on our team now. We got Torrey and we have Aguilar. So Aguilar is more gifted, I think, as an athlete, more than Torrey Smith is, and having him in the slot to reap havoc on the defense if he's operating right and catching the ball, he's good. But Bradbury is pretty good. They got a pretty good cornerback tandem, and these is guys that's in their second year starting. But to only give up 194 yards a game, as far as secondary go, that's pretty damn good, man. So you can't sleep on these guys. And our receivers got a habit of looking mediocre against better defenses. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what to expect tonight. But all I know is Doug Peterson have to coach a well-balanced game. You know what I'm saying? You can't shy away from the run, and you can't be scared to throw the ball neither. So my guess is, like I said, our best disadvantage that we have on our offense is Aguilar versus Captain Munderland and Shaq Thompson. But we're gonna see how the offense plays out. Now on to the defense. Now, well, hold on. One more thing. Defensive end Charles Johnson and I don't know how this slipped my mind. And Mario Addison. Now Mario Addison has 3 sacks this year. Charles Johnson don't have no sacks. But let me tell y'all the problem with this matchup. First, we're not playing with Lane Johnson tonight. He's out with a concussion. So we're starting Halapoulivaati Vaitai. So ironically, going up against Charles Johnson not a real big concern for me. The problem is their reserve defensive end, 37-year-old Julius Peppers, who leads the team in sacks this year. This dude is ageless, man, and he's the guy that scares me the most. And it just seems like, you know, whenever Vaitai comes around to having to get his first start of, like last year when he got his first start, Kerrigan was across from him. Now he's getting his first start this year because Lane Johnson is out. He got Julius Peppers, a 37-year-old guy with an endless motor. Like, that matchup scares the shit out of me. I really honestly believe that we're going to have a problem on the right side of the offensive line. Luckily, Wentz should work with his instincts because he gets to see that side, so he'll be able to react. But I'm not worried about Peters against Addison, even though Addison is a damn good pass rusher too. You know, he's running with Kawan Short right beside him. So those 3 guys on the left side of the offensive line will have their work cut off for them all night, long as the offense is out there. But the matchup that scares me the most in this game is Vaitai versus Julius Peppers. I just got a strange feeling Peppers is going to get a sack or 2 tonight. I'm hoping not, and I'm hoping Vaitai hold his own, but that remains to be seen. Now, as far as everybody else, you know, Kurt Coleman is not playing, so they're going to play Colin Jones and Jarius Byrd. I'm not really worried about their deep safeties. You know what I mean? But on to the defense now. The defensive game plan is even crazier because now you have 3 running backs. Now, their running backs averaged 3.1 yards a carry this year, and that's including Cam Newton. They only have 2 touchdowns on the ground, and those are both Cam Newtons. Now, what they do have is a guy they drafted in the draft this year named Christian McCaffrey, who can tear your fucking defense to shreds in the passing game. He has about I forgot what his stats was. I think he has like 27 receptions for 200 something yards, and he has a receiving touchdown this year. And of course, you know they run the tandem with Jonathan Stewart being the ground guy, the power running back, and McCaffrey being the guy coming out of the backfield catching passes. So what I thought initially was we should have Kendrick spot Cam Newton, but then I thought about it. If Christian McCaffrey is going to be coming from out of the backfield to catch passes, we're going to need our most versatile linebacker on him. So if they're both in the game at the same time, and you got to pick your poison on which guy you're going to defend, Jordan Hicks is already going to be preoccupied with making the calls and watching both running backs. But I read that Kendricks is going to spy Cam Newton, and he's going to have his work cut off for him tonight. So if Kendricks is spying Cam Newton and playing that weak side where the running back is catching passes out the backfield, I think he's the best option there because Kendricks is sort of like, you know, an all-around linebacker. The only knock on him, I always say, is his height disadvantage. But he got the speed. He can blitz. He can keep up with anybody in coverage. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not a slow guy. He's fast. He's probably the fastest linebacker in the NFL. But when it comes down to it, Kendricks will spot Cam Newton and Christian McCaffrey coming out of the backfield catching passes. Now on to the tight end. Of course, y'all know Olsen is out for the season. So last week, of course, Ed Dixon had a career day against the Lions, and I think they slept on him because they thought they were going to catch a break not having Olsen play, and he wound up ripping that secondary to shreds. Like he was all over the place, catching like 40 plus yard receptions and everything. So in order to keep him under wraps, Malcolm Jenkins and Nigel Bradham have to be on point in coverage. You know what I mean? I don't think he's a fast guy. He's built like an old school tight end. I wouldn't consider him a hybrid tight end. But the damage that he did last week, we got to have our eyes open for that guy. So Malcolm Jenkins and Nigel Bradham got to be on point when it comes to covering him. Now, on to the wide receivers. Matter of fact, I'm going to do the wide receivers last. Let's talk about this offensive line. Now, last week, my guy, of course, had a sack. You know, they said the guy was a third stringer or whatever. Whatever the case is, he had a sack. Going up against Matt Khalil, Vinny Curry, somehow, some way, like, he needs to win that matchup. And Brandon Graham going up against Darrell Williams, he needs to win that matchup. Like, it's time for our pass rush to start getting to these quarterbacks. Now, granted, I give you that the secondary has to be on point in order for you to have time to get to the quarterback, but we have to have a breakout game with this pass rush. And what better game to have it than now against probably the toughest team we're going to face this far this year aside from the Chiefs. Our pass rush needs to make a statement today. Like, I mean, everybody picking us to lose, so I wouldn't mind seeing the pass rush get to Cam Newton and reap havoc, you know, in that backfield. Like somebody getting a hand on them, a body on them, you know, disrupting plays. Whatever the case is, we got to make this hard for Cam Newton. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is what leads me to this now. Kelvin Benjamin and Devin Funchess. Oh, man, these two guys. Now, the good thing about them are they're not fast like the receivers in Arizona last week. So we don't have to put Patrick Robinson, our fastest corner right now, on the outside today. I think Jalen Mills and Rasul Douglas can keep up with them speed-wise. And Rasul height will come in handy tonight, being as though he's 6'2". The only disadvantage that he has is inexperience. And he's going to be going up against Kelvin Benjamin. And I'm pretty sure that Cam Newton is going to be looking to capitalize off that matchup. And, of course, Funchess is the receiver who leads the team with touchdowns. He leads them in receptions. And he's been getting off this year, man. Like, Funchess scares me for some strange reason. Like, I know a lot of people tend to look at Kelvin Benjamin. He's the guy with the big name on the team and everything. But Devin Funchess ain't no joke, man. And Our secondary scares me tonight for the simple fact that these are inexperienced guys. Like Kelvin Benjamin been in the league what 3-4 seasons. I don't know how long Funch's been in the league, but these guys scare me because they're tall. Like you got Kelvin Benjamin at 6'5", and you have Funches at 6'4". Now Jalen Mills is probably gonna cover Funches most of the game. They do switch sides, receivers, so of course he's gonna see a little bit of Kelvin Benjamin too. Now he has a 4-inch and a 5-inch height disadvantage against both of these guys. Rasul has a 2-inch and 3-inch height disadvantage against these two guys. But for the most part, you know, the way we play defense, if nobody knows this, like we keep everything in front of us. So that's one of the reasons why we're last in the league. And not last in the league, but we lead the league in yards for receivers per game. Like I think we gave up 1,003 yards so far this year. We're the only team who gave up over 1,000 yards to opposing wide receivers this year. So we rank the lowest, like giving up the most in the league in that category. I think we rank 29th against the pass too. So our secondary, of course, for like the 5th year in a row, is our weakness on defense. I don't know how Jim Schwartz is gonna go about playing defense tonight, but he needs to hit Carolina with things they haven't seen. Like we go out there playing this predictable game, we're gonna always give up third down conversions. We're gonna always give up chunks and chunks of yardage because he's afraid to blitz because he don't trust his secondary, or he's afraid to blitz because he don't feel like he wants to apply pressure with a 4-man rush. I don't know if Fletcher Cox playing tonight. I don't know if Bo Allen gonna play tonight. I know they both was injured, so we'll see how that goes. But I know we need one of them guys. Like we need one of them guys to play tonight. Like our third string defensive tackles are is Elijah Qualls, Justin Hamilton. Like I don't want these guys going up against Carolina right now. Like I mean Carolina average about 100 yards a game on the ground, so we really need one of these guys, one of these veteran guys that's established on this team to be able to play tonight. I'm hoping it's Bo Allen because I don't want to rush Fletcher Cox back into another injury. So it is what it is. But now as far as who else didn't I name? Now I went through the receivers. They're that's pretty much it, man. Like so to round it all up, my offensive game plan: protect Carson Wentz. Look and analyze this Vitae matchup. If he's looking like he's not going to do good this game, we need to make a quick decision on that. And I'm not saying take him out the game or bench him, but we need to make a quick decision on how we're going to neutralize that damage if it's happening. But if he's doing good, we're all right. I'm not worried about Jason Peters. I'm not worried about Brandon Brooks. I am worried about Wiz and Kels double teaming Kawan Short because Kawan Short, Julius Peppers, Addison, these guys like combine and they get sacks. So protecting Wentz starts with them guys. So hopefully that works out for us. Now our receivers have to win their matchups, but it's not a lot this team going to give you. You know what I'm saying? So what it boils down to is basically getting good field position. Hopefully we get some good returns on special teams because a team that don't give you a lot of yards, but they give you how many points per game do they give you? I have this all on my phone. 18.8 points per game. Our offense averages 27.4 points a game. So, and we give up 19.8 points per game on defense. So, the thing about our defense is we don't give up a lot on the ground. We give up a lot through the air. They don't give up a lot on the ground or through the air, but they do give up one less point than we do per game. So our special teams got to put us in good field position, and we need to capitalize off what we're doing for the play. If we running the ball, we need a 6-7 yard gain, but we need short field most of the game because they don't give up a lot of yards. So that's my game plan for the offense, man. Maybe we can get 1 or 2 deep balls in there with Torrey Smith and Aguilar, but I don't really see an advantage for us going up against a secondary. So we got to take what they give us. But it all boils down to protecting Wentz, and hopefully special teams will get us in good field position. So to put less pressure on us to move the ball 75 yards off touchbacks or whatever. Now on defense, my game plan would be our pass rush has to make a statement tonight. We have to keep Cam Newton in the pocket. We got to rattle Cam Newton. We got to get to Cam Newton. I don't want to see a 2-sack game. Like I don't really care if we get 10, 12 sacks a game. I'm not reaching for all of that. But our pass rush has to make a statement today, and it starts with them 2 guys on the end because, of course, we banged up in the middle. Our secondary, I mean, I'm looking at a disadvantage there because of the receivers they have. If our pass rush is not getting to Newton, our secondary is gonna have a long night. And if our secondary ain't, holding down a man to give our pass rush enough time to get to Cam Newton, we're gonna have a problem tonight. So I know we already gonna have a spy on Cam Newton, and it's good that it's gonna be Michael Kendricks because he's the fastest. So to wrap it all up, protect Carson Wentz, take whatever they defense give you, and make sure you try to get good field position on special teams. And on defense, get to Cam Newton. Secondary need to hold up a little bit, and our linebackers need to be on point with these running backs and this tight end, because this tight end had a good game last week. So that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all after the game, probably, with my reaction to whatever's gonna happen. But as usual, man, hope y'all like this video. Comment below if y'all had time to watch it. Maybe y'all could kill a little bit of time before the game start checking this video out. Comment below, subscribe to the channel, at we_bleed_green. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter, WeBleedGreen84. And if you on Facebook, look me up, Aaron Boogie McKay. Y'all got the Philly swag shirt on. I'm representing Philly, born and raised. But I'm going to get at y'all after the game, man. Peace. Fly, Eagles, fly. We got to get this W tonight.